Good morning. Happy Sunday. I thought I would get large for a second. So I normally do the Unplayed series on weekends, but today I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm probably going to describe a pretty autistic experience, but maybe some people can relate, like highly sensitive people or introverts or any of those things. Making friends or trying to make friends is really hard. Um, it seems as though the way to do this as an adult is similar to the way you do it as a young person, which is to join clubs and go to those clubs consistently and make small talk with the people who are there, with the hopes that you can then eventually get to know them more, have stronger relationships, more deep conversations. Going to new places, going to places that are loud, going to places that are bright or have decaying, flickering lights, making small talk with people, trying to mask enough that I am understood while not masking so hard that I'm not being my authentic self or, trying to not tire myself out. These are all things that are very tiring. And I can see why I didn't do it for many, many years. um, I did it in college before I knew about my autistic diagnosis. In college, I was like, I'm tired of this. I finally want to have friends. And so I masked super hard, and I was able to attain friends, and I had friends in undergrad and college. But I didn't really do it since then. I focused on professional development. I focused on survival, making sure that I was able to make money. And I put probably an undue, unfair burden on my partner at the time to kind of be my sole social outlet. And T-Bone was great over the years with, bringing me to his groups of friends. And that's how I even got into Magic in the first place, was his friend group was playing Commander. Now being in a new relationship, I am trying to avoid some of the mistakes that I made in my previous relationship. Because you can only control you, right? So I'm like, well, what can I do better? And one of the things that I'm trying to do better is not have a partner be the sole social outlet, the only outlet for socialization. But that means getting friends, and getting friends is hard. And I'm not sure if there is like a way out of it. I think it is something that I just have to kind of go through. I tried reconnecting with a friend from college and kind of got the brush off. So I do kind of feel like I have to start fresh. And maybe, that's a good thing because I made all those friends when I was masking and kind of a different person. But I had a good time. I had a good time yesterday. So yesterday I went to this social event at a local game store, played some fun board games, and met some people. They were nice. And I think I'm going to probably go to that. It's a monthly thing. I moved to a new area, so I'm kind of starting fresh, right? Not that I had friends in the previous area, but I have the excuse of I'm new to the area for a few months here, so we'll see if maybe I can make some connections. But, there was a flickering fluorescent light at the place that I withstood for hours. It was loud there. I used my loop earplugs. That helped a lot. And I think I successfully made small talk with a couple of people for, a couple of minutes. So it was successful, but I am paying a cost. And that is that I cannot take new right now. So anyway, that was a very long explanation that is probably not needed because you guys are probably like, yay, she's playing Magic and not these stupid games from her Steam library. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this today. I just figured I would tell y'all a little bit about what's going on with me. I have warm liquid here. And I think we should get started with some magic. I'm going to do some standard to warm up, I think. Let's see here. Let's switch my camera back. Okay. Gotta cast some black spells. Everything just reset. So it's time to do some grinding up again. And maybe it reset earlier and I just haven't been logged in. I've been really active. I've been working hard. I've been going out and trying to do new things. It just gets tiring, man. It's tiring. And maybe that's something that everybody can relate to. I don't know. The games I played yesterday afternoon were pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure I've played Wingspan on this channel before, maybe. And I played a game called Urabrask, which is like Wingspan and made by the creator of Wingspan, but with dragons. I think we're playing against No Fun Allowed. Yeah. My ossifications aren't going to do anything against their non-board. Maybe they'll put out a Liliana. This can exile planeswalkers too. Yep, it's mono black, no fun allowed. The fact that they just... Spring? The fact that they played this wipe for one creature, yeah, they're all removal. Look, it's time to discard a card. And here comes the Liliana. Oh no, no Liliana. Ooh. Actually attack. You know what? I will deal damage to you. They're getting pretty low down there. Which one's the worst one? The one that's at level 3. Actually, this could kill them. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Oh, never mind. I should have done that one. I thought the Phyrexian Arena was for each draw. That's my bad. Yeah, it was probably punt. Be too smart. Guess I'll hold on to my land. Seeing that they're drawing 2 cards, you would think that they would draw 1 additional card. They only have 1 opponent. Is that bugged? Guess I should have played it.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things. Off you go.
They have the lifelink Aquazots, so... Yeah, I needed to choose the other bandit's talent so that they weren't drawing into the answer. If you could pass priority, that would be nice. Will you pass priority? Will you click the next button? It's down here. Ooh. Yeah, so mental note that Phyrexian Arena only drains you for the one card Phyrexian Arena draws. Got it. Phyrexian Arena draw, hit 1. Regular draw for turn and draw from the thing. That's why they were drawing 3 cards. I understand. I was forgetting about the regular draw, I'm pretty sure. I do. Didn't you know? Oh. Oh. Interesting. Plotted. Unfortunately, I cannot cast Banishing Light. That's okay though, we are trying to race them. And I have life gain on my side. Great card to top deck. Can you do 16 in one turn? They might be able to. They are mono red. I still have enough. Yep. My victory was going first. Going first and having the proper draws. River wider than a mile, I'll sing you in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Oh, they have the combo. Yikes. 2 drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River, and me. Interesting that they didn't then use the Sheldreds. They could have. I guess they're saving it. Sheldreds is not targeted. I'm gonna put out a blocker.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win. I've always hated crowds.
They can double block, but then I get ossification back, so they're not going to. Really? Okay, I'll take ossification back. Ah, but I'm going to discard ossification before I get a chance to use it. That's a good point. That was a miscalculation on my part. Fortunately, magic says you are not punished.
Now you've got my attention. Don't overthink things. I really don't have time for you.
We are out of cards.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Bye, Liliana.
Fine. I'll take my zombies and leave.
Ooh. Yeah, they are not really getting much. Okay, got a demon. I'm gonna get rid of it. Now they're gonna be losing more life. I can go to 7. Or I think it'll be 6. They drew the combo. There's nothing you could do there. Nothing you could do. I had to try and go for it. There was nothing I could do. Super Base. I have not played Loop Hero this morning. You may have missed... Oh. Yeah, no, you missed my whole monologue. I did like a monologue at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, life's been overwhelming. I went to, a... Blue or red spells. I went to a meetup, a board game meetup yesterday afternoon for a couple hours. And, it was deeply draining, and I was hoping that sleeping would help, but no, I'm still a little bit messed up. I hope this is okay. I am on the draw, so... It was not okay, dear reader. It was not okay. Dance. Oh, Finn. Cool. Yeah, basically, challenges of being autistic and trying to meet people, but not wanting to... Yep. Not wanting to, make the mistakes of being, like, overly reliant on a new partner. Wanting to have my own life. Cool. And so I'm trying to make friends for the first time since, like, undergrad and college, but it's just really exhausting. Now that all your medical stuff is clearing up, you need to put yourself back on the market and find a girl who thinks a nice night of TV on the couch is as romantic as a 5-star dinner. I mean... Yes. That is... Oh, thanks, Wyatt. You were thinking about me a couple days ago. Thought you should come say hi. I hope that you are well. I'm glad that you're feeling a lot better, Super Base. Yeah, I think, I've definitely been trying to... Well, I mean, this has always been a focus, but trying to focus on, like, important things. You know? There's a lot of noise in the world. I've been trying to reduce that for myself. Because of the fact you set your volume to 369%. Oh my god, that sounds so loud. But maybe I'm talking really quietly. Maybe that's a sign that I need to get closer to the microphone. Your speakers themselves don't get loud. Oh, that's good. That's good. You put fear on at about 250%. Give me a card. Give me a card. Break me off a piece of that magic deck. I've heard him. Yeah. Besides, loud or quiet doesn't matter so as long as it is correct to the content. And a chill stream of Sunday magic? Quiet with a side of loud mic, cutting cursing, right? Yeah. I'll decline, because they have a token they could sack now. You are a humble lizard making pants. Lots and lots of pants. Like, ones that you wear? Lizards pant. Ones that everyone wears, apparently. Except for people who wear skirts. I want to see if I can do this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I want to see if I can. Yes, I can. We're jumping on the tail end of the conversation here. When it comes to intimate relationships, it's weird because we're told not to rush into things and make sure it's the right person. But at the same time, you don't want to just sit there and wait for the rest of your life. Yes. Yeah, I think you know, I recently moved. The best girlfriend is a friend who is a girl. That is also true. And I do seek to have that kind of friendship with my romantic partner. But I've also realized in the past that I've been overly reliant on that romantic partner, which is both dangerous for me, because what do you do when that person's no longer there for you? But also not fair to them. Like, that's exhausting, you know? I think I should just put out more blockers. A good marriage is a sleepover with your best friend every day. The most important part of it is that the two of you have a system that works. Yes. Things worked out well with my ex for a long time in terms of, like, he would just share his friends with me and, like, it worked out fine. And, he would hang out with me a lot. But things were not the same, he physically, like, could not be there for me in the same way after his health problems. So I think it's important to have a more robust support system than just one person. I understand that people change and by extension relationships change. So that is absolutely true too. Yeah, I mean, not that it's. I didn't cast a single red spell. Not that it's super my fault because I didn't understand um, what being autistic was and like what it meant. But, I started dating my ex at a time when I was very heavily masking. And, discovering that I was autistic and trying to find my authentic self, um, trying to get in touch with my own wants and needs, realizing that I don't want children because I physically don't think I would be able to handle it. There's a lot of things that just kind of switched around. And of course, he changed too. Wyatt says, my case is special because being alone with my disability particularly sucks. Not trying to say yours doesn't, but more saying you have a reason for wanting a relationship. Yeah. You can fully fall in love with someone, love someone, one day no longer love someone, and it be no fault of either person's. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think the blame game is like not helpful for sure, but I do want to see like what could I have done differently to like cuz I can only control my half, right? So, what can I do differently in my next relationship to show up in a way I am kind of flooding out here. To show up in a way that is more sustainable, more true to myself. Geez, I guess I should have done Charming Scoundrel and um, I believe I am going to discard and draw. Oh, let's get some Death Touchers out. Why it says there's a bit of a psychological thing there because your past two relationships felt like you were the one putting in all the effort and they didn't really care. Um, they take care on paper to save face, but when it comes to setting up dates or anything outside of where we usually meet, there's always excuses, effort excuses. Excuses after excuses. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I get that. I get that. That is something I understand. I think I can do the Ash Nods. Potentially. If this doesn't get countered. Might get countered. Often one has to understand the difference between we need to break up and we aren't working out. Hmm. Oh. No sacrifice for me. It's like, come on, universe. I want one girl that gives a crap, that's all. Oh, I'm sorry, Wyatt. A breakup implies something is wrong and this relationship continuing is bad. Yeah. No blockers for me. Got it. Whereas we're not working out means there isn't really any reason for us to be together. Magic is being very annoying today, I cannot lie. You'll simultaneously appreciate your pity, but at the same time you don't want it, because you're also acknowledging maybe now's the right time for you, but you still like to have a relationship like that in general. Yeah, I mean, there's only like... I was lucky that my time in online dating was pretty short. I found, I had to go through some first dates that were not great. But I found a person who I think is right for me. Feel if you want to make the deck viable, you need to go full playset of 3-cost Mishra. To be fair, I do be pretty cute. In terms of like... I think, yeah, I think that I have it maybe easier. The first impression is the hardest impression, for sure. There's the lie. I think I have to hope they don't tap more down. And it's probably not going to work out. They probably have another one. Yeah, and being like, I don't know, I guess I would call myself conventionally attractive. I kind of have like nerdy attractive going for me, I think. I think it's easier to make that first impression. And that's enough. Um but I do think I am, you know, I feel like being a woman on the spectrum to the level I am, or like I don't think that I'm as off-putting as I fear that I am. Wizards, reprint lightning axe, you cowards. Why it says you refuse that because long distance relationships suck. Most of your past relationships were long distance, and that was one of the contributing factors to why it didn't work. We are our own worst critics, yeah. I think kind of the funny thing is I actually feel like the fact that my boyfriend and I were long distance for the first several months actually really helped us. Because we got to know each other really well because all we could do was talk. So that was sort of nice, actually. I think I'm going to demand answers. Can't handle me at worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I do think that that's true, but I think that a lot of bad behavior is kind of excused by that phrase. So I don't really like it in general. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, shouldn't be excused, for sure. Trying to wait for them to kind of empty their hand out. My hope is that I Brotherhood's End and wipe most of their board. Need to legitimately internalize, no, this is not okay. This is not the person for me. Yeah. Brotherhood's End might not save me. Wipes most of their board, but not everything. And I still take 8. And I have, even if I cast Rakdos Join, even assuming I survive this turn, I cast Rakdos Joins up, I have no way to sack Drivnod. My only hope is that they punt and kill it. And they exile it. Which does not count as killing it. Bad wump, yeah. Boy, have I won a game today? I don't think I've won a single game today. Is there something I can do to do red spells faster than this? Maybe? Maybe I can do calendar jank? Let me do calendar jank. Or Urabrask. I can do Urabrask. Yeah, we'll do that. I know we talked about this kind of thing in the past, but it's like, okay, we have this conversation here, and then go back out to another friend group, and to hear someone say you don't need a relationship, just focus on yourself and make yourself happy. It's like, yeah, you want to try to be me and see what I do with you. Don't realize that this sucks. But it does. Yeah, no, being single... I think it's natural to want those kinds of intimate relationships, and I actually feel like it is worse for men in general. I don't know that men in general have those close relationships with their friends. And so I think it hurts worse not being in a relationship. Super says, all right, you guys want a banger quote? Relationship is not 50-50. Relationship is 100% me, 100% her, and 2 coming together to make more. Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to look for someone who's going to complete you. Love is choosing to show up for somebody, I think. Yeah, love is wanting to see someone happy. Yeah. Learn to love yourself first. You will be the easiest person for you to love. That I don't think is true. From there, you can figure out how to love someone else. Um, no, I have a lot of like um internalized ableism to get over. Can you express brief triggering? Sure, yeah. I'm sorry if I triggered. Tell you somebody says, aren't you? I can't travel easily, so most of the friends that are currently in my life right now are online, including you. So that kind of contributes to the whole issue, yeah. Why is this deck still running shocks with burst lightning and standard? I don't know. You know why it is, but you're just gonna be triggered. Okay, sorry, you were not talking seriously. You were making a joke. Okay, good. We're talking about deep heavy stuff here, so I'm like, let me make sure we're gonna obliterate you, sir. We just never updated. Yeah, I haven't played this deck in a while. Forge. One of the most important parts of a relationship is to also understand. Oh, to also understand is that they need to be flexible. Yeah. I've been trying to get better at flexibility. You may have forever love for someone, but when they run shocks over burst lightnings, it makes you upset. You need someone who sees how funny that is and also helps you remember why it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm. I don't know if any advice that I have about relationships is even valuable because I feel like it is a different situation coming at things being female. Can't laugh at a little crap. Are we happy? I'm gonna exile it instead. What you gonna do? They do have a line, but they decided not to use it. They could have poked their own fanatical fire. They could have used their own fanatical firebrand to poke it. Come across as negative, sorry. It's partially the way you've experienced things in your life. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Dude, life is not fair. Anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is full of it. You just kind of have to do the best with what you're given. The idea of running Forge in Fractured Realm. I don't remember what Fractured Realm is. I am very surprised they took that. Maybe they're saving it for later. It's the blue mythic room from Duskmorn. Oh. Can you imagine somebody, like, trying to get into magic at this point and try to understand all this crap? Like, they're probably like, what? We are discussing today Yu-Gi-Oh! Is harder. Okay, but I'm exiling it. I'm not even gonna flip him, because I don't need to. Magic earns a singular point from the variety of different formats you can use to learn. That's true. Oh, Fractured Realm is 7 mana when triggered ability permanent triggers triggered an extra time. Oh, that is kind of cool. Oh, hey, we did the thing. Great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Only has one format, right? And it has all that tiny text. I mean, Magic's starting to get there, but your forge would tick up twice at a time instead of once. And would you get 2 tokens? That would seem to be pretty good. It's also kind of patronizing when someone says, you don't need a relationship, simply because the fracture mold is 7 men in your... Wait, what? I think that did not come through, Wyatt. I'm... Simply because that fracture mold... Yeah. No, I think sometimes, Wyatt's, speech to text screws up. Or like somebody was talking in the background. Yeah. No, I think many people want relationships. But the only thing that you can do, kind of similar to, what I'm doing right now with making friends, is just kind of continually put yourself out there. Go into spaces where you can meet people. And of course, it sucks when those spaces aren't accessible. The first relationship you want is with yourself. That's true. And if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you will probably mess up any relationship you do get. But I don't think that that is like helpful as the, end all be all advice. Like some people are like, "Oh, if you tend the garden or whatever, if you build it, they will come." Like that's not the whole picture. You have to also put yourself out there. I did that with online dating. I, you know, after a bit, I was like, "Okay, well, let me just start putting myself out there." And I met some nice people, I met some not so nice people. Um and luckily, the first guy that I really liked also really liked me. We were able to kind of build something over time. And actually, pretty quickly. Pretty quickly, all things considered. We've only been together about 6 months. A little less, actually, I think. Maybe 5 months. And so now I'm trying to do that same thing with friendship. I'm finding places to go where people hopefully have similar interests, seeing if I jive with anybody. But it's really exhausting work. And it was exhausting work dating as well. Um, but I just have to think of it as work that is worthwhile. Yeah, Wyatt says we all have reasons for pursuing the things we want, so it comes across as patronizing whenever someone says you don't need a relationship, because it implies that they aren't even mindful of those reasons. But Subre says, here's the catch, you should never need a relationship, you should want a relationship. That is also true. Um that is true. And I think that's part of, you know, because I think, full disclosure, I feel like I was a little bit codependent um in my last relationship and put too much burden on my ex. uh Need requires that without this you will die, or like, be in a really bad state. And so I'm trying to set up my life now where my relationship positively impacts my life, but my life would not fall apart if it ended. Not planning for it to end. I actually think things are going really well, but you know, the only relationship you need is with yourself, to make sure that one is taken care of first. A big key to a good relationship, by the way, you should put effort into bringing out the person's best. Yeah. Yeah, my boyfriend is actually like encouraging me to go out and meet new people, to like make friends. Um it's very encouraging, and you should see that they want to do the same with you. They should try to bring out your best. Yeah. Yep. Um we can continue this discussion, but I have to run an ad and I need to get an apple. I'll probably do a draft after the ad break. But yeah, this has been Letters Therapy Hour. Ads and apples. So I shall BRB. Thanks y'all for talking with me, and we can talk more soon. After like 5 minutes or whatever.